gotta bring that back.
You are now
There we
locked
go.
in to the God Tier Pod, here with your host, Mo Skrilla, the God.
Now it's Mo Skrilla, the God. Mo Skrilla, the God. Mo Skrilla, the God.
Yeah, what's happening? What's good? It's Mo Skrilla the God, back with the God Tier Podcast.
Sir.
Right back at it. And look who I brought back. I got my homeboy back.
He's back.
Mr. Classic Williams.
Yeah.
What's really good
You know what
with
I'm saying?
you? What's really
Yeah,
good? How you
man.
been, man?
I've been good, man. Just fucking, dealing with different transitional things going on within the ethos of life, man. And it's been a good thing. You know what I mean? Like new opportunities, moving into a new condo.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you, man. Just just trying to get all that shit handled and shit. And yeah, man, I've been good. Overall, everything's good. And shouts out to everyone who celebrated Mother's Day.
Hey, let me get an applause for moms real
Yeah.
quick. Woo! Yeah, shout out to moms.
That's a mom, dude.
Doing the damn thing.
Yeah, dude. Me and my family actually were able to go out to a restaurant and celebrate. It was the first time that we've been, able as a family to go to a restaurant together. And we celebrated. Went to this steakhouse. It was dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What'd you get at this steakhouse?
I had the filet mignon.
Ooh.
A little bit of a little broccoli. Like nothing too crazy. I got some of that. What is this, it's like the tuna. They sear it. I can't think of it right now, but it's like the ahi tuna and seared.
I eat tuna too.
Yeah, dude. It's fucking it's fucking delicious. And I will say that the bacon that they put around the filet mignon was a little salty, and everyone kind of had their gripes about that. But other than that, it was just good to be around my family. My grandma, she was in the hospital. She had she didn't have COVID, but she actually got pneumonia.
Oh wow!
And she battled that for a couple of weeks. She's like 85, but she's like, you know what I'm saying? She's like an ageless immortal. You know what I'm saying? Like she's more hip than most, more hip and active than most people that I know. Regardless of age, and she beat that. It got a little dicey for a second. With old people, it always gets a little dicey, but she beat that, and we were, it was a good time to celebrate.
Fuck yeah, man! Congratulations, man.
Yeah,
That's
man.
dope. Now you were talking about the bacon being a little too salty, and everybody having their little issues about it.
Mm-hmm.
Who in your family can you say is the one that's gonna say, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna be that person." Waiter, waitress, please come here.
Yeah, that's definitely my Uncle Russell.
Shout out to Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah, shout out to my Uncle Russ, man. He
I almost called him Uncle Ruckus. I'm so sorry.
No.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Uncle Russell, please. I ain't gonna do you like that.
No.
Hey, it's the alcohol. I've been pre-podding all day.
definitely not an Uncle Ruckus. Just to describe Russ real quick, he's
Go ahead.
He was a Q in high school, or not in college or whatever. Used to swim on he used to swim in the for TSU.
Mm-hmm.
Like him and my dad actually were like rivals, like college rivals. Like he was talking about how TSU needs to bring back their swim team. Like there's a bunch of HBCUs that had swim teams back in the day.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
They don't anymore. Yeah, like back in the 80s, they used to have a swim team, and he swam for the TSU Tiger Sharks. Him and my father.
Wow.
So
Oh yeah.
he's he basically he's a very he's a very jolly individual and is not afraid to speak his mind for sure. So he definitely would was the person nah, we can send this back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
My aunt's the same way too. My Aunt Polly. Shout out to Aunt Polly.
That's all probably, dude.
I remember this was my 20s, either my 21st or my 22nd birthday. Me and the family, we went out to Cheddar's. Over
Cheddar's.
there, out in Smyrna.
Yeah, absolutely. We love the portions.
And we sit down. It takes a while for our waitress.
Cheddar's
to
is
get
hit
to
or
us.
miss.
Yeah, this day was a miss.
Yeah.
This day was a big miss.
Mm-hmm.
So it took us like maybe 15, 20 minutes to get served.
Mm-hmm.
So you already like, you can't have niggas be waiting too long.
Yeah.
Like, niggas get antsy. Like, okay, we see
Yeah.
everybody else getting their food, everybody else eating.
Because we black and we in that situation, I'm automatically like, there's been so many terrible situations. It's like, is this happening because of my race, or do y'all just suck, or is it both?
See that? Yeah, that's that
That's
racial
a
paranoia
thought.
that we have to go
That's
through.
a thought, you know.
And
Yeah.
you know what cures that? Food.
Food.
So we want to get fed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we get our food. Now, this waitress in question, this day, she might have been busy.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been a big rush before we came in.
Yeah.
She had a bit of a...
Attitude.
Not so much of an attitude, more so of a odor.
Okay. She smelled like shit.
Well, I wouldn't say shit.
She just didn't smell. She just didn't smell
Arms would be
very.
the proper body part.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so you can't really, be stinking like that around all this good ass
Yeah.
food. The steam rising up from
Like,
the
damn, girl,
broccoli.
you stink.
Yeah, you stink. You can't be stinking around my broccoli now.
Ah.
You can't be stinking around my broccoli. I don't like that. And my auntie didn't like that either.
No, don't nobody like that.
So she took it upon herself to ask for the manager. The manager walked by. He had
Yeah.
a little nameplate on. Manager.
Uh-huh.
She was like, "Excuse me, sir. I don't want to make a big deal or anything, but our waitress here, she has a bit of a
Odor.
odor."
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Oh dear." Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we should be able to, just go take care of that for us. Go do that.
What happened?
We got a new waitress, and we got our food comped.
That's cool.
Yeah. So shout out to
She got fired. No, I'm kidding.
Oh no, I don't know.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. They
Hopefully
probably just
not.
told her, hey,
That's unfortunate.
just go home.
There's certain things that you have to do when you work around people, especially when you work in the service industry. That like you know,
Right.
just you're at service to other people and you have to carry yourself a certain way. That's why I do mainly my work over the phones and shit. So I don't want to see people.
That's why I cook my own food.
Right. People are very entitled too. So it's like a kind of a juxtaposition there. Like it's like, people are fucking assholes.
Yeah.
The public, in general are very entitled and shit, but also like you gotta carry yourself appropriately. Like I know so many people that are like just in the entertainment industry that like, have worked those kind of jobs or whatever. Like my homegirl Gigi, she worked several of those. She does acting and singing and all that and
Hell yeah. Very
super talented. But like she also, has worked those service jobs too and just has told me about all the fucking horror stories that, you go through as a server.
Yeah. Especially, I would imagine it'd be worse as a woman too.
Oh yeah.
Dealing with all the bullshit, that
Oh,
they have
yeah.
to deal with on top being a woman than it being
Then
service
also
industry.
dealing with that, right? And just not even just externally with the customers, but just also internally with your staff, like who you work with, like your boss and shit could be a fucking flirtatious piece of shit.
Right.
Or you could work with a bunch of coworkers that are, kind of inappropriate,
Very much so. Yeah.
That happens a lot in corporate America as well. Like, you have to just deal with all kind of shit. Like I'm not gonna name anybody, but like I got so many homegirls that have just been flat out sexually assaulted or sexually harassed by upper management. And, these people are powerful people, at least powerful enough to determine whether or not you're gonna eat or not.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude. Hold on one second.
Yep. Yeah, man. Just going through the
Charger.
yeah. Just talk about your corporate experiences. I'll get that.
Okay.
But while I'm getting the charger, just expound on like your own personal experiences dealing with that
Oh yeah,
corporate
dude.
issue. Because we were talking about the issues that women have to face in the workplace.
Yeah.
But being as a black male in the
Oh,
corporate
dude.
workplace, talk about that. while
You know
I
what's
plug
funny
my
about
charger.
that? Just to go into that for a little bit, like I was listening to this Kevin Samuels. If you guys are familiar with Kevin Samuels, he's like this. I I guess you would call him, I don't know, a motivational speaker. Not really motivational speaker, but he's just like a public figure these days that has been going around, you know, expounding upon the different issues between men and women, and people have been going on IG Live, like onto his IG Live, like basically trying to challenge him on a lot of his positions. I was listening to this thing he had on YouTube, and he was talking about how if you're trying to move up in corporate America as a black man, that you need to cut your dreads. And he was coming from a stance of being like an image consultant for years, like a corporate image consultant. And, you know, you have to play the game in order to get into those higher positions, unless you want to, you know, stay at that ground level. And like, with that, I definitely agree. You do have to play the game. I just also think that like playing like basically he was talking about like, you know, we look at it as selling out a lot of times, and in a lot of ways that's true, but you know, it's going into, it's like, it's kind of like the situation with like we were talking about with Joe Budden. It's like you're going into these like dinosaur like fucking entities that have these moving parts and ways or whatever. You're going there trying to, either you're gonna go with the flow or go in there and try to change things. And it's hard to make any kind of change with any kind of corporation because they have all these, you know, too many moving parts, and like they're there to make a dollar.
Yeah,
they're not there to cater to everyone's needs. They do their best, but a lot of ways, you know, it's a business, you know, and they have to market themselves. And you know, if you don't like the way that the company markets themselves or whatever, there are, however, to combat Kevin's space or his position in that, and even still, like, there is a certain point though, you probably do have to clean up a lot.
Yeah,
but there's certain companies or whatever that they're looking now to increase that diversity. So they're looking for, you know, maybe, you know, the nigga with dreads who's got everything in line, is, you know what I'm saying? Basically to, you know, just with everything that happened, everything that happened after all the protests and riots last year, like my friend Omari, he literally has, you know, he's been working with a bunch of different startups and shit, and like he was sitting with, you know, some of these people, some of these corporate people, and he was trying to explain to me like how they're now implementing these programs to include like these diversity programs, initiatives that were based around all the shit that had happened then, to, you know, include more people like that, like include more people that are different or whatever in these higher executive positions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's good, but also, you know, things progress over time, and, you know, I feel like ultimately it takes a lot to change anything. Like, you know, I came here last time, I was talking about like just any, like the shit we were talking about before with like all the racial shit, and it's like, you know, I feel a little bit like, not, I try to stay away from these nihilistic feelings, but sometimes it's like, bro, like there's just not anything, I can just only worry about myself sometimes.
Yeah, you
or
have
the people
to.
around me, you know what I mean?
You have to take care of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, you know, and to go off on your topic about diversity in the workplace, like, you know, I can pretty much say now, I feel as though now, like, diversity is a business.
Yeah.
In a sense, like corporations are now investing on diversity.
Yeah.
They want to have the perception of, oh, we incorporate everybody.
Right.
Everybody can come in here, but
it's a false like illusion of inclusion.
It is. It's more so almost like, there's a little bit of white guilt in there.
It's definitely a lot of white guilt in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like, when you deal with these corporations that preach diversity, inclusion, and all that, you have to look at who's giving you that message.
Who's giving the orders, yeah. And it starts from the top down with any of that shit, like, for sure. Like, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. And it's pretty much like, you know, you were talking about Kevin Samuels talking about if you want to progress in corporate America, you have to cut your dreads and all that. Do that, you could probably get a little bit ahead, but I mean, are you really gonna get everything that you set out for? Because honestly, how I think about it is that whole mentality of like you have to indoctrinate yourself into that mindset, that corporate mindset, that society. They're only gonna give you what they can get back. You know?
Yeah. He was saying like something like they hired you to do this job. They didn't hire you for anything else.
Yeah.
So with that mindset, they expect you to play by their rules, period. So it's it's one of those situations where like I mean, in my situation, I've never wanted to move up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have. I don't want to say never. I don't want to say never. I don't want to say that at all. I just I want to say that I have a lot of entrepreneurial things that I do outside of anything I do in that corporate sphere.
Whole lot of syllables and vowels, yeah.
Exactly that. Like, I don't. If I don't want to play by somebody's rules, I'm not going to, because I don't. I'm trying to be independent as independent as possible, as far as because that's the goal, right? You know what I'm saying, for pretty much not anybody, because some people want to play that corporate game, and that's fine.
Oh my god! And speaking of that, so like, you ever like go to like the orientation and you just look around like who's at this job? You can tell like who's the go-getters. Like you want to be that upper management. You come into orientation day one, got your notepad out, got your pen. They ain't even. You know what? You know how jobs give you that little like your backpack and your pen and your notepad and all that. No, you came to orientation with all that. No, you were determined to get this information.
Brown nosing is what they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even hate on those people. I really don't.
I don't either.
I'm like, my whole thing is like, if that's your MO and you're prepared for something, cool. As long as you're not slighting other. It's when people try to slight other people to get to where they're going, that's when I have a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not, at any of the corporate jobs that I've worked, they can all say like, yo, like Charles does good work. He does good work, and that's why he, and they know me enough to where like, they know, like I'm, they can. It's like with anywhere you work your way to a position where like they can't. You got to become an asset. You have to become an asset. Once you become an asset, they really can't say too much about your looks or whatever, because it's like, but he's bringing in.
You need me.
You need me.
You see these numbers?
Right.
I do work.
Or even if they don't need you, because ultimately you are a number. You're still a valuable number.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? You're bringing. You gotta use your leverage in like in any situation. Like, I feel like if you're a top fucking performer, like I have been in situations where I'm doing corporate sales or anything like that, it's a situation like, oh well, I've had offers, regardless of my looks or whatever, that I wouldn't take, because I'm trying to do my own thing, obviously, and I do it, so it really, my biggest critique with the Kevin Samuels thing is a lot of times the work can subvert a lot of that shit. Yeah. If you don't look the corporate model or whatever, and you are still trying to move up and shit, then you better be, at the very least, bringing in, top performing. Yeah. So they can look at this and be like, well, hey, he's doing all of this though. So that's always my, like, anything can, like, I've always subverted people's expectations, like, throughout a lot of my life, you know what I'm saying? Just in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, smashing stereotypes and shit like that. So people can't say shit to you when you're, when you're doing good work. I mean, that's
facts.
That's as plainly as I can put it. You know
Matter of
what
fact,
I'm
I'm
saying?
gonna give you a Don DeMarco on that one.
Yeah. Big facts. Big facts.
Big Don DeMarco energy.
And that's my corporate America rant.
But see, I used to work for this little corporate giant.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna tell you what it was.
Yeah.
Little rideshare shit. You
Yeah.
can guess which one.
Yeah.
But they preached all this inclusion and diversity, but when you get in there, you
Yeah.
have to play the game. I'm the
Yeah.
type of nigga, I don't play the game.
Right.
Like, I'm not gonna come in here, I'm not gonna be smiling in your face, I'm not gonna, backstab you for some shit, I'm not gonna talk
Right.
down about somebody that's not around. Like, I don't play that type of game. And they will see, like, those type of, like, corporate environments, they will pick you out if you represent that type of energy. But the
Yeah.
thing about it is, on the flip side, I could do the job.
Yeah.
The job ain't shit. I'm
Yeah.
Don DeMarco at this
You
shit.
feel what I'm saying? Yeah. At a certain point, that you gotta play it for a little bit if you want them off of your ass.
Right.
I will play it as much as I can, and then there's a limit, possibly. If I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? If I don't want to do some shit, like I've been in corporate videos, I played it. You know what I'm saying?
Corporate videos, like what kind of videos?
Like they'll have like say for instance a lot of these companies will have like an interweb where they'll have entertainment videos and things or whatever about the values of the company that they shoot out to their employees that you have to watch or something like that. Like they'll have their own like set of entertainment that you watch or whatever. And they'll come, like say that we're talking about the Nashville office and what's the day-to-day like, and they'll come in and they'll shoot these corporate videos. They'll have some people come through and they'll interview certain representatives or whatever, and it's usually top performers or people that they think represent Nashville.
I was like, I love coming into
Yeah, I've done
every
shit
day.
like exactly.
Hey. Oh man.
Yeah, I've done shit like that before, So I'll play the game to a certain extent. It's just like, but like, here's the biggest thing for me.
Good.
The main reason why I've never been like, and I'm not saying let me be very clear. If anyone with corporate ties to my corporate ties, or if they happen to watch this,
Nigga, ain't nobody watching this.
maybe
I'm fucking around. I'm fucking around. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna do that to myself.
No, but
This is a big
don't
joke.
do that at all. Because I was out the other day. No, let me just say this little brief segue. I was out the other day. I was at Rosemary. Some random motherfucker came up to me like, "Yo, like I watched the podcast. You know what I'm saying? You and Mo, like that was really fucking tight. Like I fucked with that shit.
No way.
I swear to God.
Oh man, where's the?
I swear to God, they watched this shit.
Shout out to y'all niggas, man.
Yeah,
Hey.
I forgot who he was, but like I was like, yeah, dude. He was like talking about the shit that we were talking about. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, bro, cool, man. And that's the reason why you do this. You just never know who's watching.
For real, man.
But to circle back around to what I was saying, like my main thing with that is, or at least for a lot of the corporations that I've worked for in the past, is that you have to take a pay cut in sales a lot of times to be in those management positions. You have to take a pay cut. There was reps on the floor in a lot of these jobs, including myself. I was making more than the managers.
Oh wow.
You feel what I'm saying? And that causes a little tension. Because, like, they're managing a group of people, and those numbers reflect on their check.
Yeah.
I only got to worry about my numbers.
I just gotta do my numbers.
I got to do my numbers. And if I can surpass that, then I'm going to make more money. But they got to take a pay cut in order to get... it's a step to the next step that would make more money. And it's that... So it's not even that first step. It's that other step to where it's not manager one. It's like senior over a whole center or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Those higher up corporate, that's where you really got to play the game. That's where all that shit really comes into play.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And that's just what I've learned from being in those situations. It's like, you'll take and it causes a little bit of dissent and a little bit of, what's the word that I'm looking for? Like, just hostility between management and the like reps a lot of times, because I'm like, dude, like I'm making more money than you are a lot of times, and it's no fault of anyone.
Yeah, I'm just here to do
These
work.
are just the facts. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of it's like any of those situations. It's a lot of game playing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to play games in my personal life. I will, however, play professional. At least I'm going to my game that I play is, and it's not even a game. It's like I'm gonna show you an air of professionality, and that's not going to change. Like, just to let people know, like, these are the tasks that I'm able to accomplish, and I'm going to accomplish them well and above and beyond.
Yeah.
I'm delivering on certain things or whatever. But am I going to go in there suit and fucking tie every day? No. Am I going to...
Smiley nigga.
Yeah. And
You're the biggest smiley nigga.
Yeah, I'm
like,
the biggest smiley nigga. Like, I'm not here to be friends with everyone. And I mean, granted, I've got a big enough personality to where people enjoy being around me. They want to be friends, but it's like...
You're not going to seek.
I'm not seeking it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not rubbing shoulders with everybody all the time. Like, I'm just not. I'm here to do a job, and, like, I'm going to do it well, and I'm going to deliver, and then I'm going to use those exploits to fund my own personal exploits. Mm-hmm. And that's the way that it's done. If you're a creative or an entrepreneur, using these systems in order to, pursue your own gifts. I remember, because I'm a recording industry major, and I remember,
Flex on them.
yeah, I remember, like, going to, like, my, like, you have, like, a senior advisor or, like, a student advisor, like right before you graduate or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, I told him, he was like looking for jobs for me or whatever, and they listed a bunch of, like, different call centers and different, like, sales things that I could potentially work at. And I'll never forget what he said. He's like, yeah, I mean, here's what you do. You do this, you make some good money, and, you pursue your own platforms and your own exploits. And he was like, it's not a bad life. He's like, it's not a bad life. And him saying that to me, like, looking back, I was like, dude, he was right. It's really not a bad life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, bro, because, like, you go in there, you get your money, and you get the fuck out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You go in there, you get your money, you do your own thing. Like, I've, been on, like, crazy ass shows out of state. I've been fucking, like, I posted the other day, like I opened up for DMX in 2014.
Talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? You can really do all of it and still have some stability, if that's what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? Until you have enough, enough of a nest egg to bet on yourself. So, yeah, man, I hate playing games too. I hate playing games. I will play a corporate game to a certain extent because my emotional side of it is not in it. I'm not cutting my dreads. I'm not doing anything like that extreme, because I'm gonna keep my individuality in that sense. And I don't front on anybody who does play that game. But ultimately, when it comes to, like, playing games, like, the main thing I don't like playing games is in relationships. I don't like playing games in relationships.
You don't let it be played in relationships.
Nobody likes to be played. Right.
But
Yeah.